Hi, beautiful humans. It's me. Hi, beautiful humans. I'm Shemaya. It's like papaya, except it's not. And welcome back to the Plot Twist Please channel for another mini-sode. It is Wednesday, which means it is a mini-sode or reaction day. So today I have a mini-sode for you. I'm going to talk about self-care for the aspie. Now, if you follow me, you know that I identify as someone who's autistic, more specifically aspergers, and aspie is what you call someone with aspergers. So, ergo, self-care for aspies. A lot of these things that I'm going to mention can actually help anyone, regardless of ability, whether you're disabled or you have mental illness, and we all have different unique needs, and I think we should embrace that. Let's get it rolling. The first coping mechanism is to soothe your senses. Something that I always recognized when I was younger was that I hated the feeling of stockings on my skin, and I didn't know why. One day I really cried for several minutes because I hated how they felt on my skin. In hindsight, maybe that was a clue. It's just one of those things. Like if you have asthma, you carry around an inhaler. If you have Asperger's, you can wear certain kinds of clothes, and other ones you absolutely detest. There's certain fabrics that you absolutely detest. Like for me, I can't stand nylon, I can't stand spandex. I hate them. It literally makes my skin crawl to even like, And here's the thing too, I love leggings. I just think they're the most comfortable things in the world. I almost hate jeans unless they're jeggings. You pretty much will never see me wear jeans ever unless they're fake jeans. And so something that I make sure of is that if I do wear leggings, that they are cotton material, or since I live in Chicago, that they're fleece on the inside, because I really can't stand the feeling of spandex or any kind of nylon-like material. It just makes me feel like I'm suffocating. Another way you can soothe your senses is by essential oils. My favorite scents tend to be the ones that are more earthy. Like I love the way that sage smells. I love how lavender smells. I love how any sort of like pine or any sort of foresty scent, I love those. I've put some links down there to brands that I'm a fave, so check those out. Something that I also do to soothe my senses is to wear these. I love these fuzzy socks. They're everything. They're every single thing. The second coping mechanism I would offer to you is to break down your tasks. Does anyone know how to say that word? Does anyone? I just want to know. A single human. Something that is hard for me typically is having a day where I don't have a set schedule for the entire day. I find that that's really difficult for me, and I find that a lot of my stress growing up was based on the fact that I didn't have a schedule of like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at least. And it's really crazy because for a long time I thought that I hated schedules, and I thought that I just like needed the freedom because I'm a free spirit and I just needed to be able to do whatever my heart's content was at that hour. I was stressing myself out more by not having a schedule. Now I have, oh my God, I will sing the praises for this product, the Passion Planner. I love my Passion Planner. I got it at the beginning of this year. I use it for everything. It's great for if you have your own business, which I do, so it's really handy there, especially if you're a content creator. It's great for planning out content. It's great for planning out miscellaneous tasks for the day, like drinking water. There's a bullet journal at the end of it where you can put in the different tasks for your day. It is magical. It's magical. It has an annual goal setter. So it gives you this web on one of the first pages where it's like, okay, write down what your goal is or what your 5 main goals are for this year. And then at each quarter or after every month, you go back to that goal that you set at the beginning of the year, and you're forced to look at it and say, what did I do to meet this goal? And there's reflections after every month. It's so great. Also, I'm someone who loves lists in general at the beginning of the day or in the middle of the day where I'm like, I have all this free time. What do I do with it? I refer back to my Passion Planner, and it will undoubtedly have a task for me to fulfill. Whether that's like doing laundry or making myself dinner. Executive functioning is hard, for those of you who understand. Super useful for literally anyone, but especially if you're someone who has a difficult time staying on task throughout your day or just fulfilling daily duties like laundry and cooking and cleaning. It's great for all of those minuscule moments that average planner tends to forget. The third coping mechanism I have is to create a toolbox. So for me, I know what my triggers are. Some of them are. And so since I know what they are, I have this special folder in my Google Drive that's like for when things are bad. And it's like a list of suggestions, like these are the songs that you like, or these are the artists that you like, or these are the things you can do. You can doodle, and I have a list in there like you can doodle, you can listen to this poem that you really like on Audible. Oh, my favorite things. You can be like, when times are bad, maybe you're having a breakdown, or maybe you're having an episode, just refer to that. You can even create a physical toolbox. The concept is rooted in having something concrete to refer to when just super overwhelming. The fourth tip is to practice mindfulness. There's a big misconception about mindfulness in that people think that it's being still or being calm, whereas mindfulness really doesn't have to be you sitting still or lying down or anything of that nature. You can be jogging and you'd be practicing mindfulness. So mindfulness is really a practice to get you to monitor your thoughts and to get you to be conscious of your thought patterns or of your body, of your spiritual self. It really doesn't have to be you doing crazy yoga poses or anything of that nature. It's a lot more accessible than people make it seem. Mindfulness could be using an adult coloring book. I like to practice mindfulness by cooking or baking. I'm happier when I'm doing either of those things. I think it's because it's something for my body to physically do and to not just be sitting with my thoughts and just letting them beat me up. It's something that's very tangible for me to put my energy into. And I also like to jam out to music while I'm doing it. It really does feel like a form of meditation for me. The fifth tip I have is to do something creative. Of course, since I'm a creative person, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, and I do this thing right here on YouTube. I think that being creative is one of the most cathartic things you can do, whether you're having an episode or whether you just need to do something that makes you happy, that brings you joy. Something that I gathered from my college experience was, first of all, I went to a pretty competitive school. People who were creative were very good at their craft to the point of like, they could be professionals freshman year. And for a lot of people that was hard because a lot of people were still in that learning stage, like as one would be, when they're 18. And it can be difficult to be a creative person as a career and also find joy in creativity because you have that voice in the back of your head that's like, oh, is this good enough? Is this good enough? Is this gonna go viral? Is this gonna be special? Is something that's super important that I found is finding that creative outlet that has nothing to do with your career. It's completely for your enjoyment. It's completely for your catharsis. And that is key, I think. So find that creative thing that is just for you. Whether you consider yourself a creative person or not, hey, we all have some imagination in there. We were all two at one point. And the sixth thing that I would offer, be kind to yourself. Generally, we are much harder on ourselves than we should be, and it's because we know ourselves better than anyone else, so we see all of our flaws. But in the midst of your shortcomings and your mistakes, you are capable. Something that I'm really trying to practice is not making definitive statements about myself that are negative, like, oh, I'm so stupid. And it's like, no, you're not stupid. You made a mistake. And they build up over time, right? And it's all about creating space within yourself where you can exist and be flawed, but also validate yourself at the same time. I just want to encourage you to harness that power that you have to create the space for yourself that you deserve. Please like, subscribe, share with your pals or your foes or the people in between, and I will see you next week. All right? Bye. Mwah.